Well, hello there everyone. You've tuned in uxwbill once again, and today we're going to be taking a deep, dark adventure into the nether regions of this old house. You know, there are a lot of old houses out there that have all sorts of secret compartments, nooks and crannies, that sort of thing. This house is not like that, but we do have at least one. And even though it's not going to be a whole lot of fun to get in here, we're going to have to move all of this crap. And either the keykeeper, myself, maybe both of us, are going to go through here. We'll have to be careful of the line going up to the ice maker, which, as you can see, has been broken before. Mainly by people who push the refrigerator back far too ambitiously and end up shearing the line right off as it comes out of the floor. But this is what you're going to call old house spelunking. And we're going to take the scanning electron handycam along for the ride. Why are we doing this? Well, there is a method to our madness, and it's not purely just for fun, as I'm sure you can tell from the keykeeper's all-business expression. If we come out here and look at this poor, trodden-down staircase, you can see that structurally speaking, it is failing, and it is going to have to be repaired. Okay, I'm going to have to get some more light here, because this is really not showing up as well as I'd hoped. But maybe you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Check out the topsy-turvy nature of this step relative to that step relative to that step, and over here there's actually a gap that's forming. Now, one thing I do know for sure from having looked through that window with a very strong light and even having opened it once upon a time is that these stairs and their pilings, or whatever you might call them, their supporting structures, boy, there we go, that lit things up, didn't it? They all go into dirt, and we're wondering if the dirt hasn't shifted, maybe as a result of the basement floods and stuff that we've had, because I seem to remember that the basement flood made it up to that step that's got the gap in it, and maybe it washed away some of the dirt or something like that. You can also see that this paneled over plaster is experiencing structural degradation. Yes, I did a bit of a redneck repair to this up here, which wasn't any kind of a repair at all. But as you can see, we've got a problem here, and we need to fix it. So we're going to find out exactly what is going on, if we can actually see in there to find out what is going on. And the scanning electron handycam is going to go along for the ride. So if that's your kind of thing, stay tuned. Another reason to fix this, we seem to have a serious influx of crickets down here. It has been absolutely unbelievable this year. I have been stepping on so many crickets down here, it's just absolutely unreal. And they seem to have a real Jones for getting into the laundry room of all places. Not this first room, but the laundry room. So let's get started. It's just swollen wood is all it is. Boy, do we ever have an influx of spider webs in there. I don't believe it.
Okay, well, that's the top half of the staircase.
Oh, lordy.
I can't see the second half.
I don't know why there's a window going out to this room. I really don't, because it's just a dirt floor. It's a crawl space. I suppose a window was the most convenient thing to put there. Maybe they had an extra or something when they built this place. It's hard to tell.
There's a sewer pipe.
But other things that we might look at liberating, there's been this extension cord here for many years. And many years ago, in fact, there was a sophisticated cistern that serviced this house. And we believe that there was a hand pump on the porch, as well as one out in the backyard. There's also this interesting thing over here. Now, the cistern has long since been abandoned and backfilled with trash. But if you look here, you'll see that we have this drain stack. This runs the entire length of the basement. And what it did in a previous life, it's been mostly decommissioned. I think there's only one gutter that still empties into it. And that's what they did. They collected the rainwater off of the gutters, and then this diverter valve presumably goes to either the sewer, which in this particular municipality is a combined storm and sanitary sewer, though it's my understanding they will soon be separating that in this particular neighborhood. At least I hope so, because maybe that would mean no more basement floods. Not that we've had a lot of them, but when you get several feet of water in your basement, that's quite enough. If you flip this the other way, presumably it diverts the water, forces the water to go out to the cistern. Of course, as I said previously, The cistern has been long ago cemented over. It's now our back patio, and we were told by previous owners of this house that it also had been filled with trash. So flipping that diverter valve probably would have been a bad idea. And of course all the pumps and everything else are long ago gone. But I would imagine that when they existed, freezing was probably a problem. That's likely why this extension cord was put here. It's a perfectly serviceable little cord. Needs a new plug because someone took the ground pin off. But it goes through a hole in the wood up there. You'll have to take my word for it because you can't really see it. And I've never been able to get it to come out of that hole. But maybe if the keykeeper and I are brave enough to enter Dizzy World here,
I can't even see the staircase.
we'll push that cord back out of there. You say you can't see the staircase.
Well, come over here and look.
Okay, well this is called not seeing what you wanted to see when you actually got inside here. I would have sworn that it was possible to see both of the staircases leading into the basement. Here's the shorter of the two. You can see there's some expertly installed electrical wiring there, or something. Not really sure what this was. Probably some sort of an electrical pump at one point in time that pulled off of the cistern. It's really hard to tell. You can see how somebody kind of jerry-rigged that support for that beam up there. Here we are getting rid of some of the spider webs.
This can be a mess.
Oh, it's going to be terrible.
I don't even want to go in there.
But now you can see what we're dealing with. Well, if you don't, I will.
Get all those things out of the way.
I'd kind of like to go back there with the camcorder and look. And see what's
solid.
visible down there. Well, it's dirt.
Okay, well let's figure out a way to get in here, I guess.
Alrighty. This is what I'm talking about. This is underneath our back porch, which functionally might as well be our front porch because it's the door we use all the time. And you can see this ceramic tile that's been connected here. There's just a metal plate in the floor covering all that up. And it goes down into that dirt. Yeah, it's just a dirt floor, just a crawl space. What do you suppose that is? Looks like another pipe that's covered up. Got a board over it and a piece of brick on top of it. Well, we're going to find out if I don't go in there myself. And I'm thinking I probably will if I can get my big derriere through there. And not break everything here in the basement in the process. We're going to send the camcorder over there. I may send it with the keykeeper. Another sign of things that you probably wouldn't see done anymore, this house actually has 2 layers of flooring resting on top of each of these joists. There's this crisscrossed interlocked wood flooring, and yes, it is actually interlocked. And then there's the surface flooring that you see right there.
I can tell you that I'm not going to be able to see what I want to see. Because you've got the landing right here, right?
Yeah.
Well, you got boards that go across, and this last board over here that acts as a support for the landing obstructs my view.
Oh.
So I cannot see what is going on with that staircase.
Hmm.
So, the only thing I would know to do would be to tear the staircase out and then rebuild it. Alright. I'm in the crawl space here, spelunking, old house spelunking, and there are 3 support beams, if you will, that go across and make the landing. Well, the last support beam obstructs my view of the bottom staircase, so I cannot see what's going on. This is up close and personal, if you all can see what's going on. I've got a support beam there. That's on the far side. I've got a support beam in the middle. And then I've got a support beam on the end that totally obstructs my view of the bottom staircase, so I cannot see what's going on. It looks, from what I can see, that there is some wooden framework that might be part of the problem with the lower staircase. Right in that area I can see some pieces of wood that are alongside the brick. So I'm not sure what's going on.
And by golly, there is some abandoned electrical wiring down here. Can we shed a light on that?
There.
Yep, it's over there. Got two terminals sticking out in thin air. I'm sure that's real safe. Of course, it's hard to tell if it's actually carrying power, but I guess it must have been part of an electric pump that was in here at some point in time, but is of course long since gone. But that's it. That's as far as we can get, at least for now, unless maybe we decide to start tearing into the staircase, which I don't know that we're going to do.
Well, I don't want to do it, because if I tear into
tonight.
the staircase, then nobody's going to be able to get into this basement to do laundry, or listen to the Weasel Show.
All that is certainly
anything.
true. So thank you everyone for watching, and if you have any suggestions or insightful comments, please do feel free to leave them.
My precious. Woo! I made it back alive from the depths of the crawl space.